Hello everybody, my name is Dave, and I'm doing okay today. Now, school's back in session, and I'm going in as a sophomore, so very fun. However, I wanted to shed some light on how freshman year was for me. So let's do that. Freshman year, transitioning out of middle school, going into high school. Big change, very big change. One of the biggest changes I've noticed in my entire life. Why do you ask? Well, I went from hating my friends at the end of 8th grade year to having a very lonely summer to going back to school and hanging out with those exact same friends. Why did I do that? Was mainly because I just didn't have anybody else to go to. I didn't know who to hang out with. But slowly, after maybe a month, I realized that they just didn't want to hang out with me. I was like just a tag along in their minds and I wasn't a friend. So I left that group. And I went through a very extensive period in which I was alone. I ate lunch alone. I talked to some people, which was very cool and actually helpful enough to help me figure out who was actually my friends later on in the year. But in the beginning, I was very sad and very depressed. As the year went on, I just became sad and more sad, and then eventually I realized it was actually a big problem for me. It just became more and more sad. However, towards the end of the year, maybe 2 months before the end, I decided to ignore the fact that I was sad and just get happy, and I did. So then I started to interact more with people who I knew. One of the people I started to interact more with would be my friend Chuck, who you might know as Chuck Connects, and if you don't, well, go look him up, you'll find him. He was a very good friend to me. He was a very cool person, and so were a bunch of other people I met. A lot of the friends I actually made were in choir, where I felt very happy and I was able to sing. However, in the year, I just sometimes felt like I didn't want to go to choir. I didn't want to sing. I was just that sad. But with every cloud came a silver lining, and my silver lining was the fact that I was able to talk to my family and talk to my friends. However, well, there is no however, I just got better. So now we came to sophomore year. It's just beginning, so I can't tell you anything about it. However, I am ticklish in the brain, mainly at the fact that I have two science classes which I'm taking this year, bio and chemistry. Fun. I'm in algebra 2, which are all the juniors. I'm in advanced choir this year. Yeah. And I'm just doing my thing. I'm taking computer science, Spanish 3. I'm just doing a lot of classes without a study hall because I'm saving my study halls for junior and senior year, so it can be a little easier for me then on the final stretch of high school. I'm gonna give you some tips that'll help freshmen with their year. They might not be useful at all. However, these are my insights on what went wrong with my story of freshman year, and I could help you. Number 1. Always know that you can talk to the school counselors. I was able to go and talk to the school counselors about family stuff, a lot of friend issues, how I felt sad, and it very much helped me out. It kept me from getting so sad to the point of bad issues. Number 2, you can always go to classmates. I don't mean just nag about them and tell them how sad you are, but just interact with classmates. If you have someone in class who you're not friends with, but you're acquaintance with, and you seem like it could become a friendship, just talk to them a little bit more. Don't make it so, just don't be like, love me. Just go to them and talk to them, see how they react. If they don't want to talk to you, go find somebody else who will. There's always a person who wants to talk to somebody else, no matter what. Number 2, don't bully. Now, I didn't bully, however, I was a little more mean, and I was definitely a lot more aggressive and discomforted and just angry with the world during my stage of freshman year. In the beginning, fine. At the end, I was pretty chill, but most of freshman year, I was a very angry person, very bitter, sad. Number 3, I recommend that if you have friends from 8th grade who you like didn't call your best friends, but you talked to them like in class and stuff, continue doing that and they could advance to a friend. If you're like me and you've disowned all your friends from 8th grade and you have nobody to hang out with, just walk around. Walk around. Don't sit in a classroom or counselor's office and just eat alone. Don't put yourself away from the world. Try and go into the world. I felt a lot, for me personally, I just got a lot sadder when I walked around, but that's why I put myself in a closed off area. However, if I would have walked around a little more, I feel as though I would have been perfectly fine. I would have found people who perfectly accepted me, and I would have just found somebody who enjoyed me. Towards the end of the year that happened, but I don't have a lot of stuff going on there. And that's all I have to say. Just don't think it's the end of the world freshman year. It's not. And if people are mean to you because you're a freshman, they're just dicks. Or they're just jealous that you have 4 years left of just being a teenager and just not worrying about the world. Seniors have to deal with a bunch of crap. Either getting a job at like McDonald's or like getting a retail job at like Walmart or something. Even though it's not like a fancy business job, it's a job and they have to worry about that. And they also have to go to college and worry about that stuff if they go to college. So, don't take it personally. They're just doing what every other high school kid does, trying to fit in and find where they belong. Anyway guys, I hope this advice stuff, I hope this advice stuff helped you out, and if it did, just do whatever you wanted to do. Comment a question you have, I'll answer it. If you have any suggestions for other advice you'd like to hear from me, write down below. If you like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you want to see more of my stuff, you can subscribe, and that'll be it. Anyway guys, my name has been Dave, and I will see you later. Goodbye!